Alright guys, so I have a 2014 Subaru Outback with this setup right here. It's very hard. I couldn't find anything to get this out so I can replace the radio. I did see this video with the one guy on YouTube that actually showed how to pull this off so that you can actually get to the radio right here. He just like put his hand in there and he said he made a fist and pulled it out, which his hands were much bigger, so I improvised. And what I did was, wrap your hand in a shirt or something like that, make it bigger, and then you just pull it out and it actually works. There's nothing attached to it. So harness. Alright, so that's how you pull the plastic piece off to get to your radio. So this is what your Subaru is going to look like once you take everything out. The factory unit, the surrounding part right here. Obviously, when you take the antenna out, this part right here is way down here. It's pretty far, so you have to get the right size antenna adapter to fit down here to connect, and then to your new unit that you're going to put in. And I had some issues finding the right antenna adapter to fit, so the one I did get ended up coming super short like this, and so trying to fit this part way down here, the piece will only come to about right here, and the unit itself sits right up in here. So with that being said, I didn't want to wait for another piece to come, so what I did was came down on the side piece right here, pretty much just pulled this out, pulled these out, and then this right here are the cords for the antenna. And as you can see this white piece, because basically I just grabbed this and I just pulled up, and it this was just pushed into something to keep it in place. So I just basically pulled it out to where I can get some slack to where the antenna could come up some, sit up higher, so when I put my antenna piece in, it will fit in the back of my unit. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand. It reaches so where I could fit it into my unit, which is this. And the antenna piece is right here at the bottom, so with pulling it up, gave it enough space to where I could fit this, and then it'll fit right there in the back. So looking on YouTube, it was very hard to find videos that pertain to a Subaru. This is a 2011 Subaru Outback. Trying to install a newer head unit. This has Bluetooth and a backup camera. I'm working on getting the backup camera installed, so it was very hard finding videos on how to change this and what works and what doesn't work. So I just found out what works for me and got at least the head unit to work and music to come out. So besides the antenna, which is just regular antenna stations, I got that. Obviously you're going to need a harness. I will put in this type of harness that I got that fits my model. I didn't do any of this on camera, but these right here, which are the easier wires, is basically color for color. So look at, let's see if I can see, wires. It'll say rear positive. So you just want to connect that to the rear positive on the unit piece. So basically connect color for sure on the speaker wires. Those were the easiest. I taped these off that were on this harness. This was a Nissan Subaru harness. So the Subaru vehicle speed signal, I'm assuming that's the one, you know, if the music goes up, like if you're driving fast and you speed up, then the music speed, you know, gets a little louder. Take these off because I'd assume I'm not using these at all as of right now. But I do plan on putting in the reverse camera, so if I do that, I'm gonna definitely show you guys how I attempted that. Accessory is obviously the power cord. If you're just doing it for to switch out the unit just to get the Bluetooth, then this will be easy. You run into complications when you got to deal with the rear camera power, you know, this parking brake thing. So we'll see what happens. Reverse input. Been having some, I don't know if I should, but for the most part, if you're just listening to music, then obviously ground everything with the black wire. You're gonna have a couple grounds. These should be color for color. I know I keep repeating myself, but you know, not you know, somewhat, you know, mechanically inclined, which this is not really mechanical works. You know, it's kind of just knowing your way around the speaker and the wires and stuff like that. Obviously I use tape. If you want it to look nicer, then you know, you can use little caps or whatever. But yeah, so just with this, plugging this in, this works, Bluetooth, radio, and then we'll see about hooking up this reverse camera and see if that works. So what I did was I took, so this is the old unit, factory. I took the brackets that were on here and put it on this one. The harness, I mean the piece I got from Amazon was plastic and I didn't like it. So I'm just gonna use these side pieces that came off of this, just so that this fits well in there. Once I get this screwed in there, we just got to put the stuff around it and put everything back in place. I'm going to make this attempt to do the reverse camera, the power, stuff like that, and see if I can get it to work. In order to get this piece from the camera, once the camera goes up like this piece has to fit through here, so I'm just gonna screw something. I'm gonna use this and hopefully it works to screw a hole like right here. Hopefully it's not too big. Let's see. Alright guys, here's my hole. Let's see. It's gonna fit. this should hide it. There you go. Also, once you make this hole right here, you want to put some kind of sealant right here, because once it rains and stuff like that, you don't want water dripping through there. You don't want it to rust up. So I just bought some sealant to, let's see if it's in here. Yep. So this is what I use, advanced silicone. Not saying this is what you should use, but this is what I use, just so that it doesn't leak through. Alright, so obviously I forgot to start recording before I started doing stuff. I just wanted to see if it works. So this is my backup camera. It came with the radio, the one that you the license plate on. So this is the setup that it looks like. Not sure what this red wire is for. I'm just going to tape it off. But this is the power. This is the video, and obviously it goes up to the front of the car. But right here, this is your reverse light. Reverse light, pulled it out. Not sure if everyone's colors are going to be the same, but mine, you can see, is like a grayish yellow. Trying to get it to. It's not. Okay, so this one's black. This one's gray and yellow, has a yellow strip. What I did was I spliced both of these. I put the black one with the black one, the red one with the colored one, and I taped them. Put this back in there, so it should look like that. All right, so this is the rear tail light. Once you get them open like that, this is where you would connect the power from the camera, which the end will look like these two parts. Red is going to go with this color wire, black obviously with black. I only have tape right now, so I'm going to try to like split them, get in the middle, and then tape it up real nice. So you can see it's like wrapped around there. If you can tell, there's like a little slit right there in the middle, which I'm gonna stick this in the middle of that and then wrap it around too. Alright, I have them both taped separately, then I'm gonna tape them together for more support. Alright, tape together, stick this back in here. Then we'll do some taping around there or some zip tying. Just gonna check and make sure it actually works right first. So I have this camera plugged in to the rear camera. Took the red wire that was off of it and put it on the reverse input. Supposedly that's supposed to trigger it. Tried it several times, hasn't worked. I did have it hooked up to this rear camera power, but I guess how it's hooked up in the back, it gives it power. So I'm just gonna leave it hooked up to this one and see if it triggers it after some point. If not, then I'll come back in here. So pretty much everything is hooked up. Just got to put the antenna back in. I'm actually pull this out because now I have to wire this back to the rear, and I just threw it across the seat so I could actually make sure it works before I did the whole neat thing. So we'll work on that here in a second. I'll probably I'll probably bring it up through here, probably down through there and across, up through there, to get it powered in to the back of the thing, and then we'll see what's happening then and get everything back together. Alright, so I got it zip tied right here, connected to the tail light. I'm just gonna bring it down the sides here. And then going through here to end up to go through here, which that was connected, but let's take it off. Cord shit. So I'm gonna feed this through this tube down through here, and then somehow take this piece off to get it. Look at that bug. What the fuck is that? Yeah, feed it down through here, over here, and then I'll probably go straight up. Alright guys, so with the zip tied, I need to put the plastic pieces back up there. I'll do another video on actually how to take that off, because it's pretty tricky actually, and I can't really remember the process of taking it off. Just don't start pulling stuff, because you'll start breaking some tabs that you'll probably need to push back in later. But this is one of them. This is like an elbow piece that I'm pretty sure goes in this area somewhere. You want to make sure you take this one off first, and then probably this one, and then this big another video on that if someone asks how to take it off. But that's not really, I just wanted to get everything wired up, and I'll put it back together here another day. I ended up coming this way, like I haven't supported it up that way from the back yet, but I just was trying to get it done. The cord comes down through here. I pulled this piece up, ran it through here, and then I just tucked it on the sides right here, and I'll show you. So tucked it, then I pulled this piece up, it ran all the way up here, and then what I did was, instead of taking this off, which you can, just gotta unscrew it right there and pull those tabs out, I was able to pull it down, and I just squeezed it in there as tight as I could. Like I said, pull this out. What we talked about earlier with this, the antenna, you know, and then just feed everything up through there. And then as you can tell, everything is set up now. This part right here is what came from Amazon. It's not screwed onto anything, so it is a little loose, but it doesn't move at all. Basically just sits in place, so that is just not open space right here. You guys probably wouldn't even known that if I wouldn't have said anything. You guys, the ending result. Earlier in the video, I know I said I couldn't get it to trigger the backup camera when I put it in reverse, but that has now changed. So it actually works. When I was doing it earlier, I didn't actually turn the car on. I just turn the ignition, put it in reverse, and I'll actually have to click on the camera button to get it to trigger on. So you can click on the camera button and it works, obviously, but I was having to do that earlier. Now, like, I can be listening to the radio and it'll trigger on. So that's when I attached that red wire from the camera to the purple and black wire, I believe, that said reverse input. that's what got it to trigger. So when I put it in reverse, it works. So I know this video is kind of choppy, kind of messed up, kind of all over the place, but it's a Subaru 2011 Subaru Outback. You know, if you guys got any questions about just the wires and what goes where, I can help you out with that, just to get the radio working, you know, because the stock radio for this thing is kind of dinky unless you got XM or something like that. But you know, this works for me. I'll put in what radio I'm using, what harness, and what antenna adapter I got everything from Amazon. And if you guys got any questions about, you know, other things that I didn't mention, or I kind of skipped because I keep forgetting the core stuff, just comment below, let me know. If the video sucked, then let me know that too and tell me to do better with recording it. But yeah, thanks guys.